All right, you guys, so Ryan Reynolds obviously has to be deported back to Canada. After having read through the amended lawsuit, Ryan absolutely must go home.
Somehow, I have no idea how we've managed to keep it secret, given the internet and all this stuff, because somehow it hasn't come out. I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like a, hey.
Deadpool's done. Like, we will never let our husbands go see this movie, any of this. Like, Ryan Reynolds is done. Like, there is something very disturbing about this man and the way that he plotted to just like infest every layer of Justin Baldoni's life just to show him who had power and who had money. Weird, okay? Weird.
Weird.
What? I'm sorry. I mean, what? Because he's away in the UK, and then I was positing that perhaps when he got home, he was either reading her text message and he just decided, okay, you know what? This entire production needs to be halted. I don't trust my wife, okay?
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, along with actor-producer Justin Baldoni, are at the center of what's quickly becoming the most talked-about feud of the century. We're diving into shady backroom deals, some controlling moves that'd make even the slickest spy uncomfortable, and a wild lawsuit that's got everybody talking.
Okay, now for the Hollywood tea.
We got Ryan Reynolds, comedian, actor, and probably the secret sauce behind all things sarcastic. Folks adore him for that quick wit, killer smile, and his ability to turn anything into a joke.
That everything you read is BS. They just lie. Like, literally, we are just being lied to, right? There's somebody behind the scenes who's being a little psycho.
Then we've got Blake Lively, fashion queen, actress, and the other half of what everybody's calling Hollywood's cutest couple.
How old are your girls now?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And you, decent guy?
No. Terrible human being.
Now, let's talk about Justin Baldoni, the guy who's famous for telling deep, emotional stories on screen and constantly encouraging his fans to open up and be real with themselves.
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. This is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh, really? Because I just have one on my list. I didn't. I don't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, okay, think of someone. Think of someone. Bob Newhart. I don't know.
In an ideal world, these 3 would probably be working together on some feel-good indie movie about, I don't know, life, love, and all the funny moments in between. But hey, real life can be way crazier than anything we see on screen. Our favorite funny man, Ryan, has found himself in hot water for allegedly getting involved in Justin Baldoni's latest film project.
I had nerves because I cared so deeply about the women and the people that go through this every day.
It's toxic, and it has to end.
And man, the gossip going around is more twisted than those holiday lights you find in the attic. All this drama got kicked off by a fiery new chat on a popular podcast, where a big-time host threw out some heavy accusations, saying Ryan's need to control things is on another level. It's like they took the whole Ryan's such a chill dude story and flipped it to Ryan could be running Hollywood like some 07 bad guy.
Just have the courage to pick up the phone and apologize. Like, we don't even need to be aware of it. Pick up the phone and apologize to Justin Baldoni. I mean, I don't even want you canceled. You're just a typical Hollywood slug, follower, could never be a leader, all of you just trying to climb to the top, whatever. It means nothing to the rest of the world. Nobody cares what Hollywood thinks. But try to have a little bit of decency and dignity and right the wrong now. Because it is never worth it to sit with the cool kids if the cool kids are just going around kicking puppies on a Friday night.
Curious yet? You should be. Ever heard of radical transparency? Sounds like something you'd see on a trendy coffee shop sign, right? But nah, this time, it's the catchphrase for a brand new website called lawsuitinfo.com.
He's a very scary, creepy guy. We found the creep. It's Ryan Reynolds.
Word on the street is that this site came straight from Baldoni's crew, offering a no-holds-barred look at all the supposed behind-the-scenes mess. You know that feeling when your group text blows up because someone didn't throw a JK at the end of a shady comment? Now, imagine that, but on steroids, and you get the vibe of this so-called open book approach. From what we're hearing, the site's got everything from detailed timelines to some wild PDFs, probably aiming to point the finger at Ryan Reynolds. One big rumor even says the site's calling out Ryan for straight-up treason over how he supposedly got in the way of things in Hollywood.
So they really did it, guys. They dropped the website. It is the lawsuitinfo.com, as promised by Justin Baldoni's team.
High treason, y'all. Like we're living in some old-school kingdom, and Ryan's about to get booted out for good. Talk about about cranking the drama up to a whole new level. Now, whether this radical transparency is a legit hunt for the truth or just a slick PR move, we can't say for sure. But one thing's for certain, whenever Hollywood stars go at it this publicly, it usually spikes everyone's social media numbers by about 10,000%. So if drama equals clicks, these folks might just be hitting the jackpot. But let's be real, nobody just wakes up and decides to accuse Ryan Reynolds of treason, right? So how did we even get here? Well, from what the streets are saying, Blake Lively and Ryan were the first ones to push this mess out from the shadows and into the public eye.
We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
Maybe they threw a little shade during an interview, or maybe a cryptic post on social media had fans out here reading between the lines. Either way, once you stir the pot, you better be ready for the heat. Enter Justin Baldoni's team, waving this new transparency website like a blazing torch, saying, "Oh, you want the receipts? We got them, fresh and hot." One theory floating around is that if Ryan and Blake never threw that first little jab, Baldoni would have kept things on the low. But once the gossip train started rolling, now we've got enough drama to stretch over a 3-season miniseries. It's honestly like a group project that went straight off the rails. You started it. No, you started it. And in the meantime, Hollywood's sitting back, snacking on metaphorical popcorn, just waiting to see who's gonna crack first. But the real question is, do these accusations about Ryan being a control freak actually have any truth to them? Or is this just one big game of broken phone gone wild?
She's not a victim in any of this. She's totally bratty, and we've gone through her messages as well. We were totally correct about Ryan Reynolds. What is that, like, personality test? Is it called like an Enneagram personality type 1 through 9? Well, Ryan Reynolds on the Enneagram is a psycho. That's what he is. He's just a psycho. His number is psycho.
We usually see Ryan Reynolds as that goofy guy who's always throwing out snarky tweets and cracking jokes. But now, with these new accusations, he's being portrayed as some kind of puppet master. So controlling, he could have his own soap opera called As the Reynolds Turns. The buzz going around is that he's supposedly determined to stop any close collaborations between his wife and Justin Baldoni.
Immediately, as we saw in the filings, being litigious, being psychopathic, being crazy, trying to take over the film.
Some stories even suggest that Ryan's paranoia got so bad, he was reportedly going through Blake's text messages and production reports like he's some kind of detective hunting for evidence. Picture him in a dark room, corkboard in hand, red strings strung all over the place, with Polaroid pictures of Baldoni's face pinned in all sorts of wild angles. It'd be straight-up comedy if it weren't such a serious claim. But is it for real, or just another smoke and mirrors situation? In Hollywood, the line between fact and gossip is about as thin as a runway model on a juice cleanse. But the idea that Ryan Reynolds might be behind some backstage chaos just to keep his wife from getting too close to another actor, that's a plot twist even the best script writers might be hesitant to touch. According to the rumor, this controlling behavior is the root of all the drama moving forward, including the supposed sabotage. Whether or not there's any truth to it, the idea of Ryan as some secret mastermind definitely adds some spicy intrigue to the whole situation.
And yeah, I felt that Ryan was kicking up some dust because he didn't want to leave Blake Lively alone with Justin Baldoni. And we had suspected, just by piecing together everything, that he didn't want Blake Lively to be away from him.
Now let's dive into this whole sabotage thing. Word on the street is that as soon as the actors' strike wrapped up and everyone was itching to get back to work, Baldoni's film project came to an abrupt stop, like a speeding car slamming on the brakes, leaving skid marks long enough to become a new LA landmark. The big question is, did Ryan Reynolds have any hand in that? Rumor has it, Ryan wasn't exactly excited about the idea of Blake spending too much time working with Baldoni.
He invests himself into every area of your life, and he did this Justin Baldoni. He's like, who are your friends, okay? Who owns the production company? Who owns the next movie script? I am going to invest myself everywhere. I'm gonna be doing your movie premiere. I'm gonna be doing promos and making fun of you, right? I'm gonna put myself in the end credits. Like, this is like psychotic behavior, okay?
Maybe it was jealousy, maybe Ryan was just being overly protective, or maybe the whole thing is as fake as a $3 bill. Still, the timing is sketchy enough that fans and tabloids just can't stop asking. Was it a coincidence or straight up sabotage? One story says Ryan started dialing up industry bigwigs who could pull the rug out from under Baldoni's production. Another one claims he quietly pushed some behind-the-scenes deal to fall apart. We might never know what's real and what's made up, but you can't deny how entertaining it is to picture mild-mannered Ryan secretly flipping a switch labeled chaotic evil. Is any of it true? Who knows? But it sure makes for some juicy gossip, and the internet is here for every second of this wild ride. And if you thought that was the end of it, think again, because the whole world's got an opinion, and they're not holding back. In the middle of all this chaos, some people are starting to wonder if lawyers are out here licking their chops, ready to serve up defamation suits or breach of contract claims? Could Blake be called to testify in court? Could Justin Baldoni throw Ryan Reynolds' name into a major lawsuit? Could the next Netflix hit be Law and Order? Celebrity Feud Unit? The possibilities are endless, and that's exactly why the internet just can't look away. In all the noise, some fans are even suggesting that this entire mess could just be one big misunderstanding. Maybe a scheduling conflict got twisted out of control, or maybe a contract expired at the worst possible moment. We may never get to the bottom of it, but one thing's for sure, this saga is perfect for anyone who loves a good Hollywood meltdown. So, after soaking in all these wild accusations, from radical transparency websites to rumors of sabotage, we're left with one huge question. Could Ryan Reynolds really be some sly puppet master, pulling strings behind the scenes to protect his marriage and mess with a rival's film? Or is this just a swirl of gossip that grew way out of hand, fueled by the never-ending engine of online speculation? Classic Hollywood drama, right? We see that spotless image on red carpets and talk shows, but behind closed doors, anything can happen. Until we get some real proof, we're stuck in speculation city. And honestly, I bet this drama will keep going until the next big scandal swoops in to steal all the attention. So what's your take? Is Ryan Reynolds just an unsuspecting funny guy caught up in a whirlwind of rumors? Or is he a mastermind pulling off the slickest sabotage since the Trojan horse? Are you Team Ryan, or are you just thank for watching my video goodbye?